Hi, everybody. My name is Ava Gutierrez, and today I'm going to be talking about how to use content marketing specifically for your retail business. So, you'll be learning how to use content to reach bigger audiences and find more customers. So, I have created a lot of content for businesses. In the past 5 years, I would say that I've delivered over 1,000 pieces of content to my clients. So, together we have created social media posts, blog articles, website content, gated paid content, and email nurture flows, as well as different campaigns. And at the end of the day, regardless of the type of content that I'm going to be creating, I always have one job. And that job is to help my clients get more customers. What goes into getting more customers? These are the 5 factors that at the end of the day make people want to buy products. So we can see that showing the benefit of your product to the right audience is extraordinarily important and one of the most obvious parts of sales. We're also looking at building a relationship with your customer avatar, which eventually moves them through the customer value journey and towards feeling comfortable making a purchase with a brand. Communicating your features effectively through copywriting and content is always essential. Establishing trust with your leads and customers so they know you're not just going to run off with their money. And lastly, creating loyalty that creates repeat customers. This is always important because it costs less to be able to market to a acquired customer than it does to try to turn a cold lead into a customer. So with content, we're able to go through all of these 5 factors and help my clients and these businesses be able to get more customers. Now, content marketing fits into each of these factors. So, in the content marketing guide that you read, Rebecca Zieber explained content marketing as content marketing is pretty simple. It's just creating and distributing high value content to grow an audience and build trust with them in order to move them through your marketing funnel so they become paying customers. There's one word in there that is the most important: value. You'll want to keep this in mind as you build out your content marketing strategy. No matter what content you make or how often you publish it, it needs to be full of value for your audience. She also explained what good content means. Now, good content, it's free for your audience to consume. It covers subjects your ideal customer cares about. It's on the platforms your customers care about, and it actually helps them. These are the keys to creating good content. But how do you make that for your small to medium retail business? As marketers, I understand it can be easy for us to say, here's what you need to do, but translating that and putting it into action can feel really tricky. So that's what we'll be covering in this training. First, we'll cover how to figure out what content to create in the first place. And after, I'll show you strategies for creating content with a small team. So, how to figure out what content to create. If we want content that shows the benefit of your product to the right audience, it builds a relationship with your customer avatar, communicates your features effectively, establishes trust with your leads and customers, and creates loyalty that then leads to repeat customers, we have to be strategic about what we're posting. We can't just post whatever we feel like. We need to look at this from a macro approach of how do we bring someone from not knowing about our company all the way through to not only being a customer, but eventually a raving fan. So, creating strategic content requires one main goal, and that is solving your customer avatar's problem. Now, you have an idea of what this problem is based on the benefit of your product. So, for example, if you sell gratitude journals, the problem you solve is helping people improve their personal development practice. If you sell skincare products, the problem you solve is helping people improve their skin. And if you sell travel luggage, the problem you solve is helping people improve their travel experience. You might solve more than one problem, but at the end of the day, you have a very good foundational knowledge of what the main problem you solve with your e-commerce and retail products is. So based on the problem your product solves, you'll create content that your ideal customer is interested in reading, watching, or listening to. But again, that's a lot easier said than done. What does this actually mean? Well, here's how you can find topics to create content around that your ideal customer has proven they're interested in. These are 5 different ways that you'll be able to create content that you know isn't really going to flop because it's already shown an interest in by your specific customer avatar. And you'll see how this works as I go through each of these strategies. So, using Google to create content for your ideal customer. If you've heard of SEO before, search engine optimization, don't worry, that's not what we're going to be focused on now. SEO involves in-depth strategies for ranking your content on the first page of Google, but we're actually not going to use Google for that in this case because we're just looking to see what content we should create. We're not necessarily worried about it ranking yet. So in this case, we're using it to tell us what your ideal customer wants to see from us. So based on your products and the problem your products solve for your ideal customer, you're going to search related terms to figure out what's popular on Google. For example, let's say that gratitude journal company searches on Google for gratitude journal. We have the top 3 non-ad search results as tips for keeping a gratitude journal, 7 best gratitude journals of 2020, and gratitude journal, 66 templates, ideas, and apps for your diary. We can also use searches that aren't necessarily for your product, but involve your product. In this case, for that gratitude journal company, we could do a search on a gratitude practice. And what we see here is a top search result for 3 ways to practice gratitude for teens. And we also get a bit of advice from Google as well. Here they're telling us people also ask, how do you develop a gratitude practice? How can I practice mindful gratitude? How do you start a morning gratitude practice? And what happens when you practice gratitude? So right here we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new ideas for types of content that you can create for your customer avatar. Now, since these topics are proven to have a high search volume, they're proven to be interesting topics for your ideal clients. What you can do with this information is ideate on how you can make these content topics on other platforms, like turning them into an email newsletter, an Instagram post, etc., and how you can make them more specific for your ideal customer. For example, parents, millennials, business owners, South American travel enthusiasts. The more niche, the better. Because now that we know that your customer avatar is interested in this general idea of a gratitude practice, let's say that your gratitude journals are specifically for teens or for business owners, what you can do is now create content on that same topic that is proven in the search results, but make it very niche so that it speaks directly to your customer avatar. So that's how you'll use Google to figure out what content to create. We can also use Quora. This is just Quora.com, and Quora is a question and answer website, which makes it a great place for finding content ideas for your products. All you'll do is type into the Quora search bar your product, so example, a gratitude journal, or the problem your product solves, so like a gratitude practice, to see what questions Quora answers are asking about these topics. Now you're just going to create content that answers those questions. So as we can see here in the Quora results, we have what is a gratitude journal? does a gratitude journal work? What are the reasons I should have a gratitude journal? What did you write in your gratitude journal today? So these give us all these ideas as to different email newsletters, social media, blog articles, and anything else that we can create that showcases how our products are able to help our customers in a way that continues to add value within our content so that our customer avatar is always learning from us and they start to build that relationship and trust us with their eventual payment. Now, we can also use Answer the Public to create the content for your ideal customer as well. So answerthepublic.com shows you all of the search queries, which is just what people type into the search bar. Search query is a fancy word of saying that, a fancy marketing term, I should say. And it's going to show you all of these search queries for a specific search term. So Answer the Public, you can use Answer the Public, to see what questions your ideal customer is asking Google and create content that answers those questions. So all you'll do is just type right into the Answer the Public search bar, gratitude journal, gratitude practice, personal development, anything related to your customer avatar and your products, and you are going to get so many questions that people are typing in that you will be very full in your editorial calendar for a very long time. Now, second to last, we also have customer support emails. A really good rule of thumb in content marketing is that if you get asked the same question by different customers over 3 times, you should create a piece of content that answers it. When your customer support team reaches back out to your customers, they can then link them to that content and give them an in-depth look at a different way that they can solve their problem or answer a question about your products. So this not only answers your customer's question in detail, but it helps support your customer representatives in avoiding spending their time answering the same questions over and over again. And lastly, we have using customer feedback. Now, you can use customer feedback to figure out what content to create because your customers are actually always telling you what they want to see more of. So your customers are always giving you content ideas. It's just up to you to train your mind to see them. So these ideas are often found in their testimonials, reviews, and feedback. Just like with the email sent to customer support, if you see the same type of feedback from customers more than 3 times, create a piece of content that answers their question or solves the problem they have. So this content can be for people who haven't bought your products yet but need more clarification, or for customers who keep getting tripped up using a specific feature of your product. So this content is directly coming from your customers, which is helping you showcase that you know your customers, you know it's going to trip them up, and you're ready to help them. Now, to go over that again, the 5 places you can find content topics specific to your ideal customer and products are Google, Quora, Answer the Public, customer support emails, and customer reviews. Now, really quickly, I want to show you how to make a lot of content with a small team, because I understand that you're not all these massive companies with just a massive content budget who can just throw money out, and if it doesn't work out, it's going to be okay. What we want to do is be as efficient as possible with the content that you're creating so that you can get the biggest ROI possible for yourself. So the name of this game is Repurpose. With the small team, you'll lean heavily into splintering content and repurposing content across your marketing channels. Splintering content, it's again another fancy marketing term, and it just says that you'll make a YouTube video and turn it into an Instagram post and then a story and then an IGTV. You can turn it into an article and a podcast as well. It's just essentially taking one really big piece of content and turning it into smaller pieces of content or reposting it in its entirety just to another platform. So this helps business owners with small teams reach more audiences across various marketing channels without necessarily needing a huge content team that's creating different types of content across all of their channels. Repurposing content publishes that same piece of content across your marketing channel. So, for example, you're going to be posting the same Facebook caption and image directly to Instagram with no changes made to the content. Now, this can also help you maintain an omni-channel presence without needing a huge team to handle creating original content across all platforms. So the two strategies that you have here are to splinter your content and then to just continue to repurpose it as you can. Certain platforms allow you to do this. For example, it's really easy to post to IGTV and then also bring that video over to YouTube and bring that same video over to Facebook. Now, you can't necessarily bring that same video over to TikTok, but you can splinter that content and make it TikTok friendly so that you're able to be native to that platform and make content that people on the platform are used to seeing and that they'll be able to start to build that relationship with your brand on that platform. And now, why we want to do this is because you're able to maintain this omni-channel presence without needing a huge team to handle creating original content across all of these platforms. So as a note, the content you post that has the highest engagement, like it's going to be your likes, your comments, your shares, and or the highest conversions, whether to subscribers or customers, is a really great place to start when you want to create paid ads in the future. That's just a note that I want to leave with you. So content marketing solves problems your ideal customer has around the products you sell. This leads to showing the benefit of your product to the right audience, building a relationship with your customer avatar, communicating your features effectively, establishing trust with your leads and customers, and creating loyalty that leads to those repeat customers, which are, all aside from loyalty here, necessary steps in turning an online audience into customers of your online and brick and mortar store. And that's exactly what content marketing is used for. So you can use these tools and strategies to create social media posts, blog articles, website content, gated paid content, and emails. And your future customers are so excited to find their way to your content and your products. So now it's just time to start writing. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at the Ava Gutierrez, and I'm always giving content writing tips to be able to help you create great content specific to the customer avatar that you are looking to target. So I hope that you enjoyed this and that you are starting to get those wheels turning when it comes to being able to create content that turns your audience into customers.